Hey, what is up, guys? This is your mob boss, Gangster KT, and I am finally optimistic right now. Hopefully, you guys are too, but wanted to do a video talking about that. It's been quite a while, but very optimistic about the state of this game and where things are going and some of the news that we've recently heard. So, going to talk about that. Also, going to talk about an important video that another CC put out that I think should be highlighted as much as possible. And then lastly, go through a couple quick updates on my account, specifically Knowhere and Quicksilver. So let's look into this here. So again, first off, just really happy right now with some of the signs we're seeing for the direction of the game. So I know a lot of people are cautious about this, and I think that's fair. But I'm kind of going all in on what I'm seeing. I want this game to succeed, so maybe it's wishful thinking, but it just feels a lot different. What we're seeing and hearing from Scopely right now compared to previously, and I think that's a huge credit to this MSF player voice. Check them out on Discord if you aren't familiar with them. But a really cool movement from a lot of the top players, a huge part of the community combined, and I think they're really achieving something. So the signs we have of that, the first thing, they did get an immediate response. I think it was within a few hours to the 40-page letter that had a bunch of concerns spelled out really well in it. And had a few commitments in that response of things that they were going to make better right away. I think most notably gold in the gold economy, and we saw that today with the war rewards if you've gotten those already. They've also since talked about addressing hoarding, and granted, there may be a week or two where the rewards and they're changing this and people aren't able to hoard anymore. May take some adjusting, but overall, this timestamp thing is going to make it so we can't really hoard mail, or at least can't get any value from doing that. And I love it. I want to open my mail right away, so I'm extremely happy about that. I hope they continue to look into addressing hoarding and some of the other ways with the orbs and things. But again, it's just a great sign, and we're seeing almost instantaneous response there, which is awesome. They've also talked about addressing the whole crucible and cookie cutter and conveyor belt thing that they told to the envoys. So again, that was just a quick response, and their solution may not be perfect, but at least they're hearing us. They are hearing that we don't like these cookie cutter teams there, and that we want more agency, and so they're going to try. So again, just a lot of reasons to be excited. I think this is a lot different than what we've seen in the past, where they just constantly say, we're our own biggest critics, and they write this big letter talking about what they messed up on, how they're going to be better in the future, and then nothing happens. So again, huge thank you to the MSF player voice. I think you guys are really getting some things done, and hopefully this awesome game we have is going to stay around for a while, and we're going to see some positive changes. So speaking of awesome, next thing I wanted to cover here, and not my place to really get into this much at all, but if you haven't seen Mobile Gamer's video, he titled it "Grateful to Be Alive," talking about just some of the things in his past that he's worked through. It is amazing. Made me just have huge respect for him. I've watched him for 3 to 4 years now. Don't remember exactly how long, but it was just so cool seeing like how vulnerable he was, and I think a video that's really going to help a lot of people out there. So again, not to go into depth, but if you have not seen that video, I would highly recommend it, and I'd say that was just an extremely gangster thing for him to do. So huge kudos there. Lastly, I want to talk about update with my roster. Thought I'd throw in something with Marvel Strike Force in this video here. But first off, I did 5-star Quicksilver. So if you saw a previous video I did, I was really torn between that and Nova. Had assumed I'd be doing Nova right away, and then Nova's so much cheaper, so that should have made it easier. But after quite a bit of playing with the two of them, I actually ended up doing Quicksilver first. So do plan to do Nova as well, but if you're deciding between those two, Quicksilver is the way I went. He's just unbelievably powerful. Plug and play. He can turn the tide of a lot of different matches to give you that upper hand as one character, and I think he's well worth that upgrade. So next, and you've also known from my previous videos, I am planning to max out Knowhere and wanted to show you that progress. So I still do not have Korg. Hopefully I'll get him soon. I'll probably have him within another week. But do have Nova, Cosmo, and Star-Lord Annihilation up to level 95. Have them T16, have Nova T17, have them all Blue ISO 4 at this point. Thor I only have to level 90, but that's just because of spreading it out a little bit with the gold milestone and make sure I'm getting as much out of that as I can. So I'll be taking him to 95 tonight once that milestone changes over again. So one thing that's been a good sign for me, I think, again, it's a brand new team, so I don't want to say they've been disappointing, even though individual pieces have a little bit. But I did just try them against a Gamma team in the most recent war that ended this weekend. And for the fifth character, I put in Dormammu, and that was pretty important. But you can see there, I was able to punch up about 200k. The Dormammu is huge because as small as some of my guys are, without many stars yet, they were getting killed quickly, so having that revive was critical. But once they got rolling, once Nova got off his battlefield effect and canceled out Red Hawks, the match really was fairly easy. You can see I finished there with full health and not really any problems. So that's a great sign. Know that's going to be a reliable counter, but good to see it working already just with 4 pieces and with quite a big punch up. All right, so that is it for today. Just wanted to cover a few things that have been on my mind. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Very importantly, a huge happy Father's Day to the fathers out there. You guys rock. So, as always, I give you my word that this is the best advice I have. All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Peace.